Today I want to share some of my story with you, what I have called my dream, which I've since discovered from the beginning was never really mine, but was always His. I pray it will help you to see where I'm coming from and why I feel as passionately as I do about Heartsease Family Life Church and our future.
I need Thee every hour, most gracious Lord.
I remember what it was to have a dream as a young boy. I wanted to be a professional athlete. I wanted to play soccer or even perhaps field hockey for my country. I saw myself scoring the winning goal. I saw myself being the hero of a nation. I had the everyday, normal dreams of any young boy. But I had another dream. This dream wasn't one that I consciously chose, but it seemed to always choose me. Repeatedly, it would play its images through my mind. I would see myself standing before vast groups of people, stadiums as full as the eye could see, people everywhere, thousands of them. And here would be just me, little me, in the middle of them all preaching the gospel. And they were listening and they were responding. I saw God use me night after night, and people's lives were being totally transformed. From those dreams, others happened. I saw during praise and worship people being healed. I heard the screams and cries as they miraculously experienced the power of God heal their bodies. No one even had to lay hands on them. It was just as they began to worship God, God moved and healed them. Those were my dreams night after night. I remember at the age of about 10 years of age being prophesied over me that there was healing in my hands, that I would see supernatural miracles take place as I placed my hands upon people's bodies. Not long after that, again, another prophesied over me that I would be like David, that I had a heart after God. Those and other such encounters, if that's what you want to call them, carried me through all my teenage years. I could not escape them. During those rebellious years, not that I was a bad kid, it was those dreams that kept me straight. I perhaps wandered away a little bit, but I found I lived because of those dreams. Those dreams and prophetic words, no matter where I wanted or tried to go, they just wouldn't let me go. At 19, I made plans to come over to America to Bible college, actually here in Baton Rouge. That decision was not received well by every member of my family. I remember how some were pushing me to go into a career. I had interned during the summer for an accounting firm and even later went to college for a year to pursue that line of career. But it wasn't the dream that I knew that God had given me. But at 19 years of age, I found myself in America at Bible college in Baton Rouge. It was here that not only did my journey continue, but I encountered some twists and turns along the way, which took me back to England for over a year, then on to Atlanta, Georgia for 3 years, then now back to Baton Rouge, where I have lived now just for over 18 years. Coming back to Baton Rouge, I worked at Jimmy Swaggart Ministries for just over 6 years as their youth pastor and teacher at the high school until February of 2003. After a meeting with Jimmy Swaggart, I resigned my position as youth pastor, stepping away from a great salary, free schooling for my kids, my youth group friends, etc. And overnight, I went from being someone people wanted to be around to people walking right by me and not even acknowledging I was there, and for no reason. But during this time, my dream was still alive. I couldn't give up on it even if I tried. Where would we go? What would we do? I had a house, I had 2 cars, I had bills, and now no income to support that. But God, He provided every step of the way. I worked odd jobs here and there, and God provided the rest each and every time in our mailbox. Atlanta was my number one option, but not God's. I watched as that door shut. Now what? Sitting in a van in Montgomery, Alabama with my uncle Philip Cameron, he asked me a question. What's your passion, Philip? It was almost as if it became alive to me again as I began to share with him piece after piece of the dream that God had placed within my heart, the church I saw, the vision God had given me. After I finally finished, he said to me, Philip, I think you know what you need to do. And I really did. It was just a major step. It was really scary. Not long after that, we began Heart's Ease. First in my house with 7 people, then moved to the neighborhood clubhouse, then on to Deluxe Inn, and now where we presently are at 12112 Florida Boulevard. I watched as God took that dream and made it each and every day a reality right before my eyes. People were finding God. Lives were being impacted and changed. And this was only the beginning of the dream. During that time, I went through a divorce that really rocked my world, to say the least. I thought I had witnessed my dream die. I thought any chance of seeing my dream become a reality was gone forever. But that dream, those dreams, wouldn't let go of me, and I couldn't let go of them. For days and even weeks, outside of my beautiful 2 daughters I had at that time, it seemed like all I had to hold on to was my dream. I could not allow it to be taken away from me. God also, during that time, surrounded me with so many wonderful people that still believed in me, believed in my dream, and wanted to help see it become a reality. People who were passionate about their church, the vision God had given to me. People who counted the cost and did whatever it took to see this dream continue. There were many days I even doubted if I could make it, but my dream would not let me go, and certainly wouldn't let me quit. Many days I still wanted to, but I just couldn't. Let me mention this, before all of this took place, I went to Virginia Beach for a pastor's conference. Leaving Baton Rouge at 5 a.m. in the morning, not feeling good that morning, I got on a plane and asked for a pillow and slept till arrival. Leaving the plane, the stewardess said to me as she handed me a little folded piece of paper, "Sir, I don't know what this means, but I hope you do." And written on that piece of paper was these words, "Get ready, it's going to happen." She didn't know my dream. She didn't know what I was getting ready to face within weeks of that trip. She didn't know the decisions and choices that I would have to take, but God did. I began to realize something. This dream was not my dream. It was His dream. It was His vision for my life. I could write page after page from even that day until now of how God has blessed us. Years ago, God brought another answer to my dream by bringing Kelly into my life. She had previously lost a husband in a car accident and was widowed with 3 children, which now makes up our wonderful family of 6. 4 girls, Brittany, Maddie, Hannah and Molly, and 2 wonderful boys, Luke and Judah. Let me bring this to a close. Here's the question I want to ask each one of you right now. Today, as you hear my dream, are you just part of a church, or are you a part of a dream? It may just be a church to you, but it's never been that to me. It's a dream. It's a vision that I have lived for years and years. It's a passion that I have carried from a young boy. It's a dream given to me by God Himself, and that's why it's so real to me. And that's why I couldn't nor can't ever let it go. Today, you are now a part of that dream. Today, I need you to be a part of that dream. You are now a part of the eternity and destiny, and not only of your own, but of countless others. We need you to help us to fulfill this dream, because it's bigger than us. It's bigger than all of us. I need you to be a part of it. It's more than just today. It was yesterday as a child, as I laid in my bed at night. Through the times of divorce and separation and anguish and pain, it was there, and guess what? It's still going to be there tomorrow. Please understand this today. It's not just because I woke up and said, wow, it would be nice to lead a church and pastor a church in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. God woke me up with this dream. For years I've cried out to God and asked, God, when is it going to happen? How is it going to happen? Will you ever bring it to be? And to see him now bring it to pass is awesome, but it still is not finished. You see, I still carry the burden daily, and that's why it's so important to me, even down to the smallest detail. Why? Because yes, I see it, but I've seen it, I know it, and I still carry it. You see, as I said earlier, it's never just been a church to me. It's my baby. It's his dream that he placed upon me from an early age. It's that dream that has now become a reality, and we, each one of us, are now living in that dream. It's an honor to serve, and that's what we must grasp hold of again. I need people to carry the vision with me, those who will shoulder the load. Welcome to my world.